Now the other skill that you're going to need for our activity is these squares that we've created. We also need to be able to compute the area. Now, as we know, area is computed by counting the number of square units inside an object. Now our problem, of course, is since these squares didn't line up with the graph paper, these square units, some of them are whole square units, but other ones are these little partial pieces around the edges. So one way we could do this is to cut out all these little individual pieces and fit them together to create the rest of them into whole squares. Like, for example, I could take this little tiny corner right here, cut it out, and glue it on right here. But having to do that over and over would take a lot of work. So what we want is a faster way to do that. And in fact, what's going to help us once again is the concept of slope. Now, this is the original square from the first video, so go ahead and find this one. This is the one where we had to go up 3/5. And in fact, what's going to help us to find the area, believe it or not, is once again the concept of slope. So what I'm going to do is, even though I've got a brand new fresh square here, I'm going to redraw those slope lines in. So I'm going to start here from this corner, and I'm actually going to draw in that rise of 3 and then that run of 5. Like so. Okay, then what I'm going to do is, just like before, turn it 90 degrees. Again, I'm going to rise 3, which will put me here, and then run 5. And I'm going to repeat that on all 4 sides. Turn it 90 degrees, rise 3, run 5, turn it, rise 3, run 5. So what I've basically done is I've created something of a pinwheel design. I've got this square in the middle, and then I've got these 4 triangles. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to cut along those lines. So if you take a moment, pause the video, you're going to cut yours out, so you end up with 5 pieces. 4 triangles and the square from the center. Now notice how I'm not adding anything to the picture. I'm not taking anything away, I'm just cutting our picture up into smaller pieces. Alright, so now with our square, that's easy. I can easily see the square units in there. This is 4 square units. But now for my triangles, they still have these partial pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 triangles and I'm just going to put them together. And since they're the same triangle, they should fit together nicely. And all of a sudden I can see the area. I can see that just like with our slope, one side is 3, the other side's 5, so length times width, 3 times 5, that's 15 square units. And I can actually see those 15 units in the triangle, or the rectangle I should say. Same thing over here, we should just get a duplicate rectangle, 3 by 5, which gives it an area of 15. And so now I can just see that if I add all those areas up, I get a total of 15 plus 15 plus 4, 34 square units. And again, because I didn't take anything away, because I didn't add anything to the picture, the area that you see here broken up in pieces should be the same exact area that we had originally. And if I put all the pieces back, I can just kind of verify that the areas should be the same. Okay? Alright, let's try that one more time. This is the second square from the first video. This is the one where we went up 2/6. So same thing. I'm actually going to draw in those lines of slope. So here's my rise of 2, then my run of 6. Turn it, rise 2, run 6, and just repeat 4 times. And so once again, what I get is lines which I can cut along that will give me squares and triangles. So we cut those out. And so there's all my pieces. And once again, the same thing. I can look at the square and see that it's a 4 by 4 square, so it's got 16 square units. I can then match up the triangles, which, since again they're identical, should easily make rectangles. So now I've got a rectangle that's 2 by 6, which would be 12 square units, and another one that's 2 by 6, which is also 12 square units. So 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 plus 16 turns out to be 40. So I know that the original square was 40 square units. Alright, so this is the other skill you're going to need to do our activity. Just try a few more out and be ready to use all these skills to do our activity.